Old Rip, short for Rip Van Winkle. They were building a new courthouse for Eastland County. And I always thought it was kind of rude, but when they were setting up this courthouse, they put things in the cornerstone. They put a Bible and different papers. And as they were closing this stone up, one of the guys saw his boy playing with a horned toad and said, well, let's stick that in there too. So they stuck this horned lizard in the cornerstone of the building. I thought that was pretty rude, but they did it. And of course, that story never quite died. That was part of the history of Eastland. And 31 years later, February 18th, 1928, they knocked down the old courthouse. The county was growing quite a bit. They built a new courthouse. And of course, they opened up this cornerstone and they pulled out a dusty old horned lizard that was still alive. Now, I don't want to say this could not happen because I have a lot of friends who strongly believe in Old Rip and Eastland, a lot of good Horned Lizard Society members there. So I won't say it's not true, but it was the longest any horned lizard has ever lived, 31 years. Normally they live 8 or 9 years maybe. And of course he was living mostly without food or water. So it's interesting. But apparently when they opened this thing out and the guy pulled out a horned lizard, it must have been a slow news day because it made headlines all over Texas. Everybody heard about this Old Rip, this horned toad that came out of the cornerstone. And he was so famous, he even went up and visited President Calvin Coolidge. Calvin Coolidge made time to come see this horned lizard. And the horned lizard lived for about 11 months after they pulled him out of the courthouse. Like I said, it's hard to keep these horned lizards alive in captivity. The little girl that was keeping him left him out on the porch when a blue northern came in and it got too cold for him and he got pneumonia and died. But you can still see Old Rip. Old Rip is still the most famous horned lizard in history. And you can look at it right now because it is in a little coffin that's built in to the side of the Eastland County Courthouse. So you can drive to Eastland, go to the county courthouse, and look through the little window and see little Old Rip in his little bed now. He's long gone, but he's still this mummified corpse laying in his little funeral coffin there at the Eastland County Courthouse. And they have yearly festivals, Old Rip festivals up there in Eastland. It's quite a big deal for the people up